Okay, for Mexican cornbread, we're gonna brown some meat. It doesn't have to be beef. This is 93.7 lean beef. You can use turkey, you could use pork, you could use whatever you want, but brown and drain your meat. Then we're gonna add to that, turn off your heat. We're gonna add 1 can of drained black beans, a little small can of drained black olives, and then I'm using pico de gallo pre-cut from HEB, drained. You can use fresh vegetables if you want. You can put nothing in the meat if you'd like. I like the flavor. My mom actually puts taco seasoning in this to help give it some more flavor. I like it without the taco seasoning, but do whatever you like. If you, anything that you think would go with something like tacos or a taco salad, throw it in here. This is very much kind of a kitchen sink kind of meal. I'm gonna salt and pepper this, and then we will make the cornbread piece of the dish. So again, my heat is off. We don't wanna cook this stuff in the pan necessarily. And here in a second, I'll show you how to do your cornbread with your cream style corn and put it all together. Okay, so let's do our cornbread. We're gonna take a box of the Jiffy corn muffin mix, and we're gonna make it just like we would for corn muffins, right? So down here you'll follow these directions. So it's the box, and then 1/3 cup of milk, and 1 egg. All right, then the fun part is we're gonna do a can of cream style corn into that, okay? So bear with me here. We're gonna give that a good mix. And then what we're gonna do is take half of this and put it into the bottom of our pan. Now you can use cast iron, you can use a Dutch oven. There's no secret to this. I mean, it'll cook really well, and whatever you put it in, as long as it's big enough. So we're gonna put a layer of the cornbread and cream corn, and then we're gonna dump the entire contents of the pan with the meat and the veggies and the olives in it, and then we're gonna top that with cheese, and then we're gonna put this the other half on top as a top layer. So make sure this is nice and mixed. Then we're gonna get our pan. We're gonna do enough to cover the bottom, which is about half of this mix. All right, this is a little cooking magic here, right? Tricks, okay? Then we're gonna get everything, and look how nice, pretty that is. And very carefully, if I don't drop the pan, put everything here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe I won't lose any. All right. Okay, good. Now, spread that out a little bit. Don't push too hard. Pretty full there. All right. Now, I really like cheese. I think cheese should be the entire food pyramid, basically. So I've shredded more than what I'm willing to admit of the sharp cheddar, because that's what I have. And I actually really like sharp cheddar on pretty much anything. So I'm gonna put this here. Like I said, this is a safe space. We're not judging, okay? Especially when it comes to cheese. You do whatever you feel like the cheese wants you to do. All right, we're gonna spread that evenly, and then very carefully, we're gonna put the rest of this cornbread mix on top. And maybe it won't make a mess in my oven. Okay, the only thing that I'll say about this that isn't super family friendly, and bear with me here, is that this takes about 45 minutes to cook. So if I were you, super easy to put together, super quick to put together, obviously. But if I were you, I would time this to where, like, maybe if you have to go pick up somebody from practice, one kid can stay home while the oven is on if you don't want to leave your house with your oven on. You know, if you just have to run a quick errand, like I said, this takes about 45 minutes to cook per the instructions on the Jiffy mix. But it's very much worth it. And another thing about this too, and you'll notice it's a theme in some of my recipes, is that leftover, this is delicious. So I will see you when this is done, and we will slice into this baby. All right, guys, so 45 minutes exactly in my oven at 400 degrees. You're not supposed to use metal on these caraway pans and stuff. So I've got my plastic cutter here. Let's just see what we got. Now, I serve this and I really like to eat it with some sour cream. So, look at all of that goodness. Ideally, this would cool first, but we don't have time for that. So, you want to dig out all of that goodness. Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think. Again, this is excellent leftover. Get to cooking.